All right, Matt, it is main event time. You see the new horsemen making their way to the ring. David Flair and BEEF.
You know, I wonder what David Flair's father thinks of him.
Probably not much. And here come the opponents, the Rowdy Boys, Chris Heatherton and Shady. Shady's War Games, main event, steel cage. This is going to be a brutal contest. My God! Shady's brought in the big guns to back him up. None other than the total package. Lex Luger will be in Shady and Chris Heatherton's corner. I think this is more than even the odds in favor of Shady.
I think you're absolutely right, John. And it's nice to see Lex Luger here. He looks to be in phenomenal shape. And I think he's going to, as you said, even the odds. Who was he earlier when we could have used him to take out Joey Martin?
Duly noted, Matt, but here we go. It's a steel cage. It's War Games, Shady style. Well, throw him in, lock him up, and you don't open the door until this thing is done.
If anybody in this arena tonight knows anything about War Games, it's the gentleman walking around ringside right now behind War jersey.
You're right, Matt Foster. Lex Luger knows all about the War Games setup. Chris Heatherton and Shady will lock it up with David Flair and BEEF. This is not going to be for the faint of heart, ladies and gentlemen. If you are not a fan, or if you are adverse to extremely violent activities, you might want to look away, but it's too late now. Here we go! As the new horsemen get the jump on the Rowdy Boys.
David Flair is showing everything away. Look at the family he comes from. Look at the blood that he carries with him. And he decides to do things like this.
You know what, Matt? I usually try to avoid from editorializing, but you know what? I'm going to have to agree with you. It seems like David Flair has fallen so far, so fast. Had so much potential in this industry.
I didn't know we were talking anymore.
Wow. That's certainly falling off. And you see David Flair, total disrespect for Lex Luger, a man he probably once looked up to.
He's had history with Lex Luger, too. Back in the old days.
Blatant choke from David Flair. No 5 count. All's fair in War Games.
Let's not look down at David Flair's accomplishments either. Former United States Heavyweight Champion. Member of the Flair family.
Very true. Nice low blow from Shady. BEEF hit a nice suplex on Heatherton on the other side of the ring. Now Shady's got Flair in the corner, administering the 10 punch. Meanwhile, BEEF working over Heatherton, but Heatherton fighting back with that short right hand.
I don't think BEEF fits in with the whole, era of the Horsemen. I could be wrong.
Mongo McMichael.
Paul Roman.
Touche. Now it's Flair working on Shady in the corner. Heatherton and the upper hand on BEEF with a nice splash in the corner.
I guess not everybody can be Brian Pillman.
Another Irish whip, but this time Flair heads off Heatherton and boots him in the midsection. David Flair, say what you will about him, may not be the kind of stand-up guy you'd like to see. But right now, he and BEEF controlling this one over Shady and Heatherton.
David Flair's father is called the dirtiest player in the game. I'm sure he's learned something from that.
Now Flair working on Heatherton, BEEF on Shady. I'll tell you what, folks, if you've never been in the ring, if you've never felt the ring ropes, that is not a fun maneuver to take. And Beef just dragging Shady's face across the ropes. Meanwhile, David Flair is having his way with Heatherington. Irish whip to the corner. No, big clothesline from Beef. And it's been all New Horsemen here. Lex Luger on the outside, not liking what he's seeing.
Luger doesn't look too impressed with David Flair's physique. I might be looking a little too much into that.
Well, you look at Lex Luger, man, once called the narcissist. He's the total package. He's put together, arguably one of the best built professional wrestlers in the history of the industry. You can't blame him.
Multiple-time world champion. Forgot to mention that.
Now Shady back to his feet, working over Flair in the corner. And he hits a big splash on Flair, but Beef from behind. Takes Shady down to size, but Heatherington now working on Flair. Surprisingly organized match hasn't broken down yet between these competitors.
That's ironic, a Flair getting chopped in the corner.
Now Flair draping that leg across the back of Heatherington, Heatherington across the middle rope. Gruesome move, and again, no 5 count to help Heatherington out.
Well, yeah, it's a cage match. There's no disqualification. You're surrounded by a weapon.
And that's the first time I think either competitor's gone into the cage. Shady, 2 count only. His partner got thrown headlong into the cage. 2 count. Heatherington able to kick out. Shady in control of Beef. David Flair in control of Chris Heatherington. And Heatherington again into the steel. And another cover by Flair. 2. Not a 3, 2.5, and the left shoulder up from Heatherington. Meanwhile, Beef has turned the tables on Shady, and now the New Horseman backing up the referee. And wait a minute. Oh no, the referee gets just destroyed into that steel cage.
Well, to paraphrase what you said earlier, John, all's fair in love and war games. What's going on out here? Somebody's climbing the cage. Well, attempting to climb the cage.
And wait a minute, Luger picked him off. That's Joey Morton. That's Joey, my God, Morton. And now, well, batch is starting to spill out here.
I think Luger's doing a good job of keeping things going at ringside here, just destroying both Morton and
Dave Scott.
Thank you.
Dave Scott taking into the steel. Can't blame me for wanting to forget him after that disgusting act of unsportsmanship against Larry Zbyszko. And now, Shady's got the door open. And he's making the motion. I think he wants Luger to break the New Horseman.
We have to remember one thing about Lex Luger. That arm, that steel-plated forearm is uncovered.
He's making the motion. It could be torture rack time.
Oh, man.
David Flair, he sees the motion. He sees Lex Luger standing over him.
And visions of pay-per-views in the past are going through David Flair's head right now. Man. And we know Luger knows how to put Flairs in torture racks.
Yes, we do, and there it is! Lex Luger with the torture rack on David Flair. This crowd is going crazy! Flair getting broken in 2 by Lex Luger.
And well, from one former horseman to a new horseman, I believe the letters there were FU.
Shady the cover. 2, 3, and this one is history.
With a little bit of help from the total package.
Rowdy boys give the assist to Lex Luger as they have taken care of the New Horseman inside the steel cage. And now Shady will go outside and celebrate with the fans, as will Luger, as will Heatherington.
Well-deserved victory for those two.
So despite the efforts of Joey by God Morton, despite the efforts of Dave Scott, despite the efforts of David Flair and of Beef, Shady prevails again.
That's right, and what a match that was. And, well, John, it's been a phenomenal night.
Absolutely, Matt. We've seen it all. We've seen a title change. We've seen a title defended. We have seen so much here tonight from the Rush Fork National Guard Armory in Bluefield, West Virginia. For Matthew Foster, I am John Germain. On behalf of all of us at SWF, thank you for joining us on this home DVD release. We will see you on our next DVD.